Hi, and welcome to 647, 6 stories for 7 a.m. because there's a famine of truth in our land. And this is your quick news fix. And the truth starts now. All right, so you know what? This is going to be a little darker than normal. It can't always be funny and light. Yesterday was pretty funny and light. This is not going to be funny and light. I can't help it. It's the world we're living in. Take one. Brace for impact. So an interview with an Iranian journalist, there's a rare species, was asked by the BBC why there are no public bomb shelters in Iran. His reply: in this society, going to the shelter when there is a jet fighting or a looming airstrike around, it indicates that you are chicken-hearted. So you should be brave and brace for the bombardments and enjoy martyrdom. Citizens in Iran are expected to go to work even during bombardments. You got to love this place. They are currently all in their cars, leaving the X, formerly known as Tehran, and headed El Norte. All right. Now, take two. This is just an opinion piece on my part. It's called Weekend at Bebe's. Our State Department has issued an updated travel advisory for Israel and the West Bank to level 4. Do not travel. And just a side note, Trump left the G7 in Canada early because of things going on in Israel. So here's where I'm going straight opinion as a graduate of the World Elite Academy of You Can't Handle the Truth. I believe that the Ayatollah has been dead since last weekend, and Trump doesn't want that known. Bebe wants to tell everyone, I did that. But someone in Iran is saying they want some kind of golden parachutes or they will light up Israel with everything they have left. Think fireworks finale. They may even be saying, make me king with no teeth. Evidence of this: if the Ayatollah was alive but in hiding, he would be making videos to gather strength and face cards from his iPhone in safety. None of that's happening. Have you been watching the millions of cars heading north out of Tehran to nowhere? It's all rural north of there. Those folks know that the supreme leader is gone. And the Iranian Zelensky, whoever he is negotiating at the blackjack table with utterly no concern for the lives of the Iranian people. So the people drive to a humanitarian disaster of no gas, no services, no food, no shelter, no water, but a chance at life. And Trump and the Iranian Zelensky play weekend at Bebe's because nobody but them can handle the truth. They are all gaming this out with impossible asks. Trump's ask. What Trump wants to be able to say is, I got rid of the nuclear threat in Iran without the loss of one American life. And I basically got rid of the nuclear threat in the Middle East because these are the folks who can light that fuse and they're decimated. Bebe wants to be the super Jew who ended the reign of Persian psychopaths who have threatened to exterminate Israel for the past 20 years. I don't think we fully get what living under that threat is like. Bibi is utterly untrustworthy, but you have to give it to him. He sat down at this poker table and bluffed his way to take the whole pot. So that leaves us the Iranian Zelensky, whoever he is, and he wants all of what these dictator thugs want. A, to survive this mess by leveraging the proof that the supreme leader is in pieces in a box somewhere. B, he wants to be the new king of Persia and promises to be good without a single chromosome of proof in his thousands of years of Persian bloodthirsty kings that he can pull that off. C, if he can't be king, he wants to be a billionaire in safekeeping, a la Pahlavi, Baby Doc, Zelensky, et al. So because we all can't handle the truth, and the Ayatollah has achieved his most power in death, we all get to watch Weekend at Bebe's and once again get played. I could be wrong, and these guys may be working with Hollywood and Sam Altman, king of AI, to present to us a penitent globalist Ayatollah creation. You know what? Let them. Just a note, not a single Israeli aircraft has been shot down by Iran. Unreal. All right, G7 Olympics, take 3. There's a new gold medalist in the hammer throw. That's right. The orange roughie went up north to Canada to the G7 and threw the hammer down at these craven cretins of globalist Gallipoli. Trump totaled the G7 clown car by reminding all that they used to be the G8 with Russia at the table. But Barack, somebody drowned my chef Hussein, and Justine, the cross-dressing Mountie Trudeau, got rid of very serious Vladimir, and the feckless leaders of the Ukraine laundromat were born. Trump told them then and now that move, forcing Putin away from the meeting table, was a mean girl stunt that caused the war and the eventual loss of over 3 million lives and counting. Trump said in no uncertain terms that the stolen 2020 election and the contraction of G8 to G7 was a colossal moral mistake. What Trump doesn't fully get is that the laundromat is a cash business. They were all in on it. Send Zelensky aid and everyone gets a cut. And like every USAID-funded NGO with leftist Marxist oversight, the money silently moves to immoral and unconscionable fiduciaries of evil. The entire world, and especially our blue cities, better get used to the orange roughie flexing and doing his Thor routine, because the hammer is humming. Ask the Ayatollah. Oh, right, you can't. Take 4, travel ban, list growing. By tomorrow, Wednesday, Trump's travel ban list will grow from 19 to 36. That's right. Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, says that 36 countries have been identified as having vetting and screening information that is so deficient as to warrant suspension of entry of their citizens. Can you handle the truth? Here it goes. 36 countries have been sending military-age terrorists on commercial flights with travel visas and passports to all points U.S. with no real vetting. But your grandma gets pulled out of her wheelchair and has to suffer a handsy frisk and embarrassment to get to see the grandkids in Davenport, Iowa. We have a handful of great people standing on top of a mountain of insane and purposeful dysfunction. Thank you, CIA, for weaving anxiety into the fabric of our culture with big pharma the only solution. Hopefully, Trump and his people are going to drain that swamp, which means fire as many people from these agencies as possible and start to rehire patriots. That's a big, big task. All right, take 5. You can't handle the truth. As a member of the most hated and reviled religious group in history, followers of Jesus, or as we like to refer to him, Christ the King, which sets the current No Kings left group all of their hair on fire. But Christ the King is our meme. But nobody reports the continued massacre of Christians worldwide. Our CIA made sure that in the recent Syrian transition to power, that Christians in Syria were exterminated. Biden and Bebe looked on. This is one of the oldest Christian communities in history. Gone. Now in Nigeria, last week, 200 Christians in Yelwata, a Catholic farming community, were slaughtered by Fulani religion of peace jihadists targeting Christians. Not a peep from Western media. Better wake up, believers. All right, take 6. And speaking of Western media, call me Barbra. The New Yorker interviewing Barbra Streisand, 83, goddess of the left, the crazy left, and the head of the Orange Man Bad, I'm moving to Europe if he gets elected and never moves movement. And the New Yorker wants to know, at 83, still, if she slept with Warren Beatty. Now, most of you don't know who these people are, thank God. But back in the 70s, they were a tried and true shiny object provided by the CIA Mockingbird media. And the question that was asked then and now, 50 years later, did she ever sleep with Warren Beatty, who is now 88 and was a famous womanizer back in the day? See Leo DiCaprio. Call Me Barbra replied, and you cannot make this up. I know I slept with him in bed with him, but I can't remember if we actually had penetration. Read more meds, please. She continues, I swear to God, I can't remember. There's certain things I block out. And you wonder how Bill Clinton could say, oh, I smoke pot, but I didn't inhale. Yeah. But Barbie, she said, I do remember that he calls me every year on my birthday. So you see, it's Tuesday. Your life is not so bad. If 2 scions of Hollywood had that much fun together in bed with all the money and celebrity the world could supply, then you better get to work and try not to think about Barbie and Warren, but think about 647 and like us and share us and make comments so that we can get better. Go have a fantastic Tuesday, and God bless you. You in the belly of the beats.
Masterpiece. Look at me, take a picture, it'll last longer. The mirror on the wall say I'm getting stronger. Ayo, the mirror don't lie. Ayo, the mirror don't lie. Look at me, take a picture, it'll last longer. The mirror on the wall say I'm getting stronger. Ayo, the mirror don't lie. If you want the truth, don't close your eyes.